make sense?
Yes.
Is everybody with me this morning?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so the five make up the 5 parts of a FICO score. Okay, we have 35%, which is called it's a payment history. So that's when we got those late payments, that Capital One card, and you might have had be 30 days late. All right, let's talk about that. So that is part of your payment history. That is the most part of your FICO makeup. Okay, it's very important, the most important part, because when you go to somebody like Mo and she's gonna be like, okay, you got 3 late payments. Okay. That impacts you the most, okay? Second part is amount of debt. So if you have a credit card, okay, it's a $1,000 credit card, and you're using $800 of that $1,000, your utilization is through the roof. Gotta bring that utilization down, okay? I can wipe your credit and get everything removed, but if you're carrying high limits on your credit cards or any kind of card you have, it's gonna be very, very hard to get that score up to where we need to get it, okay? The next part is 15% is credit history, okay? So we got payment history, we also have credit history. Credit history is part of, let me bring it home for you. So we get out of school, we 17 years old, we go to college, we get a student loan, okay? That is most people first open lines of credit. So a lot of times people want to remove student loans. A lot of clients, I want to remove my student loans. Why? If they're being paid on time, they're not bothering you, why remove something that's been on your credit for 18, 19, 20 years, okay? Why do that? So that's 15% of your credit history your credit history that you remove. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
Probably because they look at it as if they pay it off, then it's one less thing they gotta pay monthly.
Yes, paying it off and getting it removed is 2 different things. Okay? So removing it, it never existed. But paying it off, it shows it's a closed account. That's gonna pay it off. All right? The next part is credit mix. Okay, what kind of accounts do you have? Okay, do you have credit card accounts, auto loans, mortgages, things of that nature? Okay, that accounts for about 10% of your overall FICO score. Okay, the next 10% is new credit, new lines of credit. What do you have new that's been freshly reported? New credit cards, new loans, things of that nature. So that counts for 10%. So that's your FICO makeup. Okay, any questions on that? All right. So the way they score it, the way FICO scores it is.
I have one question.
Go ahead, of course.
Your credit cards that you were talking about, you said you utilize 800, like if you get a $1,000 credit card and then you spend 800 of the credit, 800 of that of the money on the credit card, it's not good?
No, it's not good. So honestly,
why do you have a credit card if you can't purchase the things that you need?
Great question. Love it. I love it. Great question. So the purpose of that, so that's $1,000 limit that you have. So it's ideally to carry about 20 to 30% usage on that card. Okay, I tell people 10%. The industry standard is 10%, but I say 20%. So if you got a $1,000 card, leave a $200 line of balance on that. Okay, so now that's showing that you can control and you can handle debt. All right, so that $1,000 credit card, you got a $200 limit on it, balance on it. That's amazing. That's amazing to say a Monique or a bank or whoever when you go to try to get approved for something. Versus you got a $1,000 card and you got an $800 balance. Now it looks like you're starting for credit. Hey, you're living off of credit. Right. So their purse strings are gonna tighten up. Why? If you already can't pay this card, what make you think I'm gonna give you another $100,000?
Right.
So that's how they look at that. All right. But there are ways to manipulate that, okay? And I always tell my clients, hey, I'm not telling you not to use your cards, but understand when it's strategic to use them. So if think about the billing cycle. So today is October 24th. So that billing cycle opens up on October 24th. It's going to close November the 23rd. So you got 30 days for a billing cycle, okay? Make sure that balance is paid down by November 23rd. So they're gonna report that balance. So if you didn't pay anything, they're gonna report the $800 balance. But if you just paid $700, now they're gonna report a $100 balance of that $1,000. Okay, so it's ways to be strategically to manipulate these.
Sounds like a lot of math.
It's actually not.
It's really not.
It's very simple. It's very simple because once that
statement date, not payment date.
Yes.
Payment due date.
Yes. So that due date. So the due date only calculates the interest between that you got to pay back the bank. Now that statement date is what you're paying back as far as the principal. So and I'll text you how to calculate this. It's very simple.
Because when you're talking about statement dates and to us, that's like, I'm saying to me, I know for sure. It's like, I hear you, but I know nothing of what you're saying, statement dates, due dates, I would have to look at something.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have to look at it and be pointed and show.
Yeah, so we've been indoctrinated to think that the payment, the due date is the only date that we need to worry about.
Right.
Again, the due date
Yeah.
only calculates interest, okay? The bank don't want you to know about the statement date, the opening close
Oh,
bill cycle.
that's why that statement date be on it, I didn't know.
Yes.
that.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's the date that they report
I always
to
look
the
at the
bureau.
due
Yes,
date.
yes.
I always look at the due date.
So that's why I always, so when you get in my program, I'm gonna teach you, so you know, okay, I know I need to pay this. My clients text me all day, I got my payment due date. I don't care about the payment due date. We worry about when did that day close? When did that
So you
statement
look at the
close?
statement date, and that's when
Yes.
we need to pay it on the
Yes.
statement date.
So that's why I say, I'm not telling you not to use your card. I want to show usage. I need you to show utilization on your cards. I want you to use it, all right? Does that make sense?
That does.
Okay,
I got
all right.
Does that make sense?
Morning, how you doing?
How you doing?
So, all right, any questions so far? All right, so let's get into more of the in-depth part of a credit report, okay? Now we start talking about derogatory things on your credit report. So say things happen, life happened, and you missed a couple payments, you missed maybe 3 payments, four payments, and they charge this account off. So what happens? That credit score drops, right? You get a charge off, okay? So from there, if you don't, so what a charge off is, let me explain what a charge off is. A charge off is basically that company saying that this account is no longer an asset on our books. So we're going to count it as a loss on our profit and loss at the end, just like you file your taxes, their profit and loss statements, okay? So what's in turn supposed to happen is, and they never do this, so they leave that balance on that credit report when it's supposed to in turn be a zero balance, okay? Because they've already written it off as a loss, and then they usually sell it to a collection agency. All right, so that's when we get collection. That's when we get these people, Jefferson Capital, LBN, Million, IC System, you name it. I work with them and I beat all of them. Okay, that's when we get these on our credit reports. Okay, then they start calling you, harassing you, emailing you, texting you, things that it's not supposed to be doing. And we'll talk a little bit more about that a little later on. Okay, so.
So when they call me, I say, y'all not supposed to be calling me?
Yes, tell them this is a bad. Don't tell them this is a bad time to
I'm
call.
gonna tell them y'all don't know me.
Yeah. So from there also we got also I want to hit on inquiries a little bit as well. So a lot of people think inquiries are the worst thing in the world, and it is. If you're trying to go buy a car, okay, I hate when my clients do this. Okay, you go buy a car without consulting with me first and foremost, because I'm gonna put you on a plan to where you can buy that car with as less interest as I can possibly get you. All right, but what happens is that credit score jumps up 20 points and it's burning in their pocket. It's burning in their pocket. They gotta go there. We gotta go get a car. Oh, my car start coughing. My son just got out the army. He need to go get a car. No. Because what's gonna happen if you get to that car dealership, they're going to boomerang your credit. Okay. You're gonna see 40, 50, sometimes I've seen 60 inquiries, all right? Because not because they went to 1, they went to 3. They ran through all the same companies. So I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, they told me they can get me approved. They guarantee me they can get me approved. They guarantee me you still ain't got no car. You still don't. All right, so, but so the thing with that is, you didn't give them permissible purpose. When I say permissible purpose, they told you that they could get you approved with whatever lender it was. They didn't tell you that they were gonna run that credit with all these different companies, okay? So that was unbeknown to you. So essentially, you didn't give them permissible purpose, all right? So that's why.
You give them what purpose?
Permissible.
Permissible purpose?
Yes.
So if you go into companies like that, you say, I'm not giving you permissible purpose.
You tell that loan officer when they say, hey, I need your credit, I need your social security, because I can get you approved. I want you to run my credit through Capital One, or whoever you want to run that credit through. That's it.
Only.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yes,
yeah, I do
yes.
that, okay, I do that part, go ahead.
Yes. So when they don't do that again, you're gonna see a lot of inquiries on that. All right, then you gonna have me upset. All right, so you don't want that. So
I give them my bank, just do my bank.
yes. So but inquiries they hurt your score for a little bit. It's not that much. Okay, that's not gonna be the make or break as far as getting you approved for anything. All right, the make or break things are utilization, high usage on your credit cards or your accounts, collections, charge-offs, things of that nature. Okay, we're not even talking about repossessions. All right, so a lot of times let's talk about repossessions as well. So repossessions. So there are 2 different types of repossessions that pertains to auto loans. You got the charge-off repossession, whereas they came and got the vehicle, okay, and they sold it at an auction, okay. Now they're coming after you for the balance that they didn't make at the auction. All right. So what I tell my clients is, hey, it's your word against theirs. They saying that they sold this car for this much, all right? The car was $20,000 and they made, you owe them $20,000 and they made $12,000 at auction off of it. Show me the invoice. Show me where, how much you made off it. Show me the itemized invoice of this vehicle, okay? So for the say I owe you $8,000, all right? So once once I send those disputes and those letters off, they usually fall off, okay? It's a process, but it usually falls off. But a repossession is just what it is. They took the car back, okay? So from that, there's some things that needs to take place, okay? Were you able to get your belongings out of the vehicle? Were you able to get the license plate? Were you able to recover the license? They're supposed to give you that, all that, they're supposed to give you a time to come pick up all that stuff, okay? So I tell my client, hey, I don't care if you got a nickel in there. If they didn't allow you to come get it, that is a legal repossession, all right? So things that people don't tell you, they're not gonna tell you that, okay? And I've had repossession removed for something as simple as that. Hey, I had personal belongings in that vehicle. They didn't allow me to get it. The repossession was removed, okay? Any questions so far?
That was good.
All right. So let's talk about a little bit more about what you guys have done. What I want to hear about things that you guys. This is more now. I want to get into the
Well,
Q&A
wait,
session.
I do like, what if the repossession like older, like?
So the statute of limitations for Louisiana is 10 years, no matter what it is. Okay, and it sucks because this is the only state in the union where the statute of limitations carry for 10 years. Anywhere else it's 7 years. Texas is 7 years. New York is 3 years. So if you have a collection or something, it will fall off in 3 years in New York. So, but
Oh, it's 10 years in Louisiana?
10 years in Louisiana.
But you tell them, explain to them how companies sell them off to restart that time.
Yes, yes.
What-
So they,
what? I didn't
so
hear.
just she's saying how companies like collection agencies, they'll resell an account to, they can't collect from you. They'll sell it, so say LBNB can't collect it, so they'll sell it to say million credit. They'll sell it to them. Okay, so that and now it restarts that re-agents that account.
Right.
So from
Is that why a lot of companies, when they sell your account, they call you and ask you, do you want, because I've had companies call me and ask me, do you wanna like pay a
Sell.
smaller balance on it, or half the balance on it,
Yeah.
to clear it off?
Good question. All right, so let's talk about how do they derive from these amounts that they say you owe. Okay, so just like I said, a charge off, right? So that charge off was $1,500 from that original creditor. So say it was Capital One was the original creditor, and they sold that account to Million. So how much you think Million paid for that account that was $1,500? Just any guess?
I say about 100.
No, they paid pennies on the dollar. They might have paid $15 for that.
What?
Yes.
To call us?
Yes.
To call us to get more money?
Yes, that's how they make money. That's the income gap.
That's why they actually want half.
Yes,
Then
they
they
still
want
making
to-
money.
Because they still making
out
money.
there.
They still making money.
Oh,
So-
well, I know, okay.
Yeah. So and they're never gonna want to tell you how much they paid for it. So that's one of the tactics that I use when
So how
I'm.
much you pay for my account?
They're not gonna tell you that.
And I'm saying, well, I can't help you.
They're not gonna tell you that.
Look, you harassing me
No.
Right.
Yeah, so they're never gonna tell you that. So, but that's one of the things that I demand and I ask for in my dispute does. Hey, what's the aggregated value of this?
So if y'all call and dispute and ask, they'll give you the information, but they
Yeah.
won't give it to the
Yes,
person, the
yes.
person who.
Mhm. So I'm asking for, and that's not, I'm acting on your behalf, so it's not, I'm you, essentially. So whatever I'm doing, it will be you, okay? So, so when I'm writing that letter, hey, you say I owe you this amount of money, show me the forward flow agreement. Forward flow agreement basically is how that account was acquired from that company, okay? What information was shared? Most of the time, especially if it's a medical collection, they're not even supposed to be sharing your personal information anyway, because how do I know that you didn't, if I was diagnosed with cancer, how do I know that you didn't share that information with this company? All right, so that's how I go about medical collections. All right, and we get them a lot. So a lot of people don't know also. So Biden passed a law in 2022 where anything over $500 is not supposed to be reported to your credit if it's a medical collection. So oftentimes you will see a medical collection be $550, $525, because they're gonna make sure they trump up that charge some kind of way to make sure it's over that threshold.
They are.
Yes, very much so, very much so, all right? So let's get on a little bit more in depth as far as bankruptcies, all right? I know a lot of people, that's one of those elephant in the room type of topics, all right? Bankruptcies. Bankruptcy don't stop you from being a homeowner. It doesn't stop you, all right? 2 years and 1 day after that bankruptcy has been discharged, and you got a good credit profile, and you restarted your credit, you've done everything you're supposed to be doing, you can purchase a home. With that bankruptcy sitting there looking, saying, hey, okay, I can get it removed because bankruptcies are not supposed to be reported on your consumer report, okay? Bankruptcy did not derive from a credit transaction. Bankruptcy is a public record transaction, okay? That means you went to court, went to federal court, okay? had a bankruptcy attorney, got all your debts dissolved, okay? So why is it reported? So what I do is I send a letter to the page. Tell me that you report to the Experian TransUnion Equifax. They're gonna send a letter back. We don't report to the credit bureau. Okay, well, if you saying out there that I have a bankruptcy, where do you get this information from? Okay, so that's how that works. So bankruptcy does not have to be reported. This should not be reported to your consumer report. All right, I know y'all gonna hate me on this one. Same thing with child support. Child support did not derive from a credit transaction. That's a family court transaction, okay? I do not, but I tell my male clients and females, this does not alleviate you from your parental duties, okay? So trust me, once I hear that from that baby mama saying you ain't paying that child support or you ain't, we got problems, okay? We got problems. But no, but it's not supposed to be on, okay? Any question on that so far?
It's not supposed to be on your credit report.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just wondering.
No, so they passed a law in 2003 called the FACT Act, all right?
You said it's on your credit report? And it's not supposed to be on there.
Yeah, so they
Well, why
passed,
put it on there?
they
It's not
passed it
supposed to be on there.
because that's a way of them forcing you, bullying you to trying to force you to pay it. That's the only reason. All right, they passed a law called the FACT Act in 2003, where that things that didn't derive from credit transactions are not supposed to be in your credit report. So child support is one of them. Okay, let's talk about one more thing before I get into it. Judgments. Okay,
What is
so judgments is if say that company that you didn't pay back. I keep saying Capital One. I don't know why Capital One's on my head. I don't know why, but so say that Capital One auto loan that you didn't pay back. So Capital One said, okay, I'm tired of this. Let me go file into the court. I'll be calling my attorneys and get this file a petition for lawsuit to get judgment. Okay, so that and then you don't go to court, which is called a default judgment. I tell my client, we're gonna go to court. We're gonna answer this letter. We're gonna do everything. But if you don't go to court, show up, you're gonna get what's called a default judgment. Then they're gonna start garnishing your wages. Then it's gonna be you're not gonna see it in your credit report because judgments are not supposed to can't be reported on your credit report. But when you go to her to go get a home loan, and then when you get pre-approved and you get to title, you're trying to get go to the title company. They're gonna they'll look up on your name. First thing gonna see judgment. So now that deal fell through. All right, now you gotta go buy. So if this judgment was filed in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge Parish, you gotta buy a house in Ascension. You gotta buy a house in Baton Rouge because you ain't gonna be able to buy a house in West Baton Rouge until you pay that judgment, okay, or get it discharged. Does that make sense?
So, I'm just gonna, for this, so, and if, you said a judgment is like, if you didn't pay Capital One back or something, let's just say. it's
And they
Capital
sue
One,
you.
And they sue you for
Yes.
whatever
Mhm.
it is.
And if you don't
It's
go to
not
court,
gonna
if you
show on
lose
your
that, yes,
credit report, but if you go buy a house or a car or something, they gonna see it,
a house,
a house,
Yes.
but they'll see it.
yes. The title company will they'll do what's it
So
called?
then they'll say, we can't get a house.
So they do what, like, I don't know what the title company calls it, but we have it's like a back office report that the lenders can pull, that even if it doesn't show up on your credit report, it'll show up on a different report. And any judgments that you have must be paid before you can proceed with getting a mortgage loan. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to take care of that judgment.
All right. So y'all know I ain't lying.
Right. So even if it don't show up on your credit report, there are other reports that we can pull that will show if you have judgments. And if we don't catch it as the lender, like he said, the title company will catch it because they have to do record
What if
searches.
that judgment is for a large amount and, like, I just don't have it?
It must be
But I
taken
want a
care
house.
of.
Right, and then I ran into that problem.
That's why you just say you have to buy it in another
Realistically, I don't
parish.
have it, but I
I
want a
ran into
house,
that
what I do.
problem, even trying to
That's why you say you
sell
have to
a
buy it in
house.
another parish.
And I had to get that clear that it was paid off. and
But
stuff like
buying
that.
in another parish may or may not work, because like I said, as lenders, there are other reports we can pull that show you have judgments. So if you come to me as a lender and we pull that report and it shows you have a judgment, you can't go any further with me until it's taken care of, regardless of what parish you buy in. So you may have to switch lenders and hope that they don't have that same capability to pull that report. So buying in a different parish may or may not work.
It depends what judgment it is.
Right.
Yeah.
But they have to be taken care of. I had a client, it wasn't my client, he was actually the seller of a home. He had a judgment that was well over $100,000. He had to take care of that before he could sell that house. So it impacts the seller as well as the buyers.
Oh, wow, okay.
Cause with the seller, it comes from your proceeds. If you selling a house,
Get
they'll,
discouraged, y'all.
right,
Answers
but-
from-
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get some answers to get to the bottom of it.
right.
Alright, so that's my spill on as far as judgments, okay?
And also, with judgments, some of these companies will do settlements, like the credit card people. They'll
Okay.
take a lesser amount to cure that judgment. You just have to work with them and their attorney or whoever, that company is.
Okay.
Alright, but and to piggyback off of that, so if you are, and I understand that things happen to where you might get sued in the credit repair process or in this process. Be sure to answer. Do not think it's just gonna go away. It is not going to just go away. If somebody has officially served you or officially went to the court, paid the money to file a petition for settlement, and they have the sheriff or the constable to come serve you, trust me, it is real. All right. In the state of Louisiana, they do not have to serve you in person. Okay. If somebody's there over 18 years old in that address, and they can confirm that you live there, they're gonna serve you. You're gonna serve you. Okay. And if you got 30 days to answer. After you get that notice, you got 30 days, okay? That's why that period is very important. Normally, I answer for my clients. I'm not an attorney, and I am not telling anybody I'm an attorney. I in no kind of legal capacity. But on their behalf, I will write an answer letter for them. Hey, I deny this claim and I demand strict proof. Simple as that. We're not writing a paragraph. I deny this claim and I demand strict proof. If nothing else, we're stretching this out. We are extending this process, okay? A lot of times, those companies, those lawyers, they don't want to go to court. They don't want to spend the money for court. So sometimes they'll be like, you won't hear from them again. Okay, everything is a scare tactic. Okay, so sometimes you won't hear from them again. If not, then they'll go to discovery. Okay, they'll show you what they got on you. Okay, I still demand more proof. Okay, we can keep dragging this out. Keep dragging it out. All right. So I just want to hit on that. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole.
Can I say one? And I can vouch for DeMario and his work. When he says that he fights for you and he sends these letters, keep copies of whatever paperwork you file or he tells you to file with the court system. Because I had a client who filed the paperwork that he told her to file, the response paperwork, and the judge still issued a default judgment. They didn't check their system to see if they had a response or anything. And we ended up having to go back to the judge's secretary and say, hey, why was this default judgment issued when we filed a response? And then they had to go and reverse that judgment. And we never heard from that credit card company again. To this day, we haven't heard from them. So, yeah.
Got a couple of them on down.
So that's my spiel on it. I don't want to take too much time. But I want to open the floor and ask you guys, what are you on your credit reports? And we're all family here. What are you guys seeing? What's on your reports that you need clarity on that I can provide some shit
The
right?
parents go first, then I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Just about the reposition that I ate.
Oh, you asked it already?
Yeah.
Did I answer it good enough for you? Okay. All right. Okay. What about you?
I literally have no credit card. I have nothing.
You have nothing.
I don't have any loans taken out. I don't have any student.
So
I
you
don't
have-
have nothing.
So do you
So
have
your
a credit
question need to be
score?
how to build credit.
Yes,
That's what you need to
She
ask.
wanna build.
All right, so I have some accounts that I have my clients to add. A lot of times we go through these companies and you got to pay so much for these security deposits and things of that nature to show that you trustworthy, that you can have credit. So what I have is called fintech companies, financial technologies companies. So essentially it's a group of investors. All right, they get together and they start these crowdfunding accounts for credit card companies. Okay, so they allow you to start up by basically. For a few dollars, $9 to $10 a month. You don't have access to the funds. All right, and that's why I love it because it protects my clients from themselves.
Right.
They see that $2,500, $3,000 on there. I'm talking when I say burning in their pocket. Listen, I've had clients that literally they fussing at me. Well, they say I got $3,000. What is $3,000? And you must got the $3,000. No, I do not. You don't have it. I don't have it. But it's reported a $3,000 trade line to your consumer reports, okay? This is helping you out, all right? No, you're not going to get $3,000, okay? You hadn't done anything to prove that you can get $3,000. But this company is allowing you the opportunity to pay them $9, $12 a month to have this trade line reported to your report, okay? And it boosted the credit report dramatically.
So
So
those
can
type
anybody-
of accounts, are they considered authorized users on those accounts?
No. These are their accounts.
Oh,
all right?
okay.
Their reports is on their reports as their accounts, not authorized user accounts.
So can anybody do that?
Yes, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yes, anybody can do that. Anybody can do that, and it's a few of them that I haven't added. Okay, and again, I got my unique way of doing things, especially with you. You don't have anything going on. After this, get with me. All right,
Okay.
which way your way? All right.
Okay.
What else we
Because I
have?
have heard that having no credit is worse than having bad credit.
It is.
That's what they told my daughter when
It
we
is
started
true.
establishing her credit.
It is.
And when
It
we
is.
tried to go get her a card, and I was like, put it in her name.
That's
You don't
how
have
do
no
you get credit?
And
Right.
he was like,
Have
well,
credit,
you
it's
don't
like
have
a-
no credit.
Yes.
So we had to
remember when I
start.
said that 15% of your FICO makeup is credit history?
Yeah.
Why it's important when we have these student loans? That's the best way I can say it, student loans. You get fresh out of high school, you go to college, you get these student loans. They when you be in the yard and they offer you this pizza for the sign up for this credit card.
Yeah, they did that to me when I first went to
Yeah,
college, and
yeah.
I went and got that credit card.
Yes.
And spend,
And spent it, and then it was
Yeah.
like, now you, I was like, I heard them pay that right back up and say, I learned, I ain't looking, them tables, they set them tables up,
Yeah.
I ain't going over there.
Yep, they give you Taco Bell. But I pretty much, I've seen it all, I've got it, and I've got more removed, okay? Not to brag, but it's me versus them. So when you come to me, in my program, I am very tenacious, I stop at nothing, okay? Sometimes I'm up to 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Right now, to date, I'm at 24 pre-approvals, all right? I need 6 more to reach my goal of 30 pre-approvals, clients getting pre-approved for their homes.
All right now, okay.
So, yeah, so I'm excited about that, and I think I'm gonna reach that goal. If not, I'm gonna go out trying, okay? What you got?
I'm gonna ask a question, which I'm sure they probably wondering, but I get it a lot from people when I refer my clients who need credit repair services. Like, can you tell them like how your cost, like how do you determine how much it's gonna cost for each client?
All right, so great question. So my default cost for just regular charge-off collections, inquiries, late payments is $1,200. Okay, you do not pay me $1,200 up front. For one thing, I meet people where they at. Okay, I'm gonna always meet people where they at. All right, no matter what the case is. Okay, I'm not in this business to make you rob Peter to pay me. Okay, all right. So the deposit will be 30% of the overall cost. Would be $360. Okay, you pay me. And I've allowed clients to break that deposit in half. Hey, you pay me $180 this week, and 2 weeks later, I'll schedule the invoice for another $180. After
Because
that,
I know Sheena, do I get an extra discount? I know Sheena, Monique, do I get an extra discount?
well, they send me some bad clients right now.
Yeah.
I thought I knew them, not them.
So,
We might need to do a coupon today, mention our name and get $50 off. You know what I'm saying?
we'll work something.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. We got you.
So after the deposit period, so I give my clients 45 days to pay their first installment. Okay, so the installment will be $168 a month over 5 months. Okay, that's the balance. $1,200 the total, $360 deposit. The balance will be $840. So I allow my client to break that down over 5 months. My process takes 4 to 6 months, so I break it down over 5 months. $168 a month. Okay, I do not draft anything out of your accounts. I send invoices. I schedule invoices and I send invoices out. I don't believe in companies doing ACH deposits because again, people are trying to put their lives back together. They come to me to put their lives back together. I'm not about to be drafting anything out of your account, overdrafting your account, and things like that. Okay, all right. So does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when I talk about public records events like bankruptcies, child support, I do charge a premium for that. It's $1,500 instead of the $1,200. It's $1,500. So the deposit will be $450. Okay, we need to break that down in half. We'll break that in half. Okay, monthly payment will be $210 a month over 5 months. All right, simple as that. Okay, you will in that process you're gonna start seeing your credit scores increase.
Results.
You're gonna start seeing them. That does not mean in
Say
no
you're
way,
fired.
shape, or form. Because once you're under my umbrella, everything go through me. We ain't applying for nothing. All right, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna discuss it. We're gonna see what the options are. We're gonna see
So
what's
what
going
if
on.
my credit go up to where I need to go get another car? Why they only got that one little Camaro that's on the lot? I need to hurry and grab it.
You want a car or you want a house?
I got the house, I
You
just
got
need
the
another car.
All right, so let's plan the best plan of attack for you. So let's go to that bank that credit union that's probably gonna give you a lesser interest rate versus that big bank. They're trying to compete with say a Bank of America or Chase. So let's go to LES Federal. Let's go to La Capital to where they gotta lend this money. They gotta loan that money. They're trying to compete with these banks. So let's go there and try to get that better interest rate. All right. And if that interest rate is not what you wanted to be at that time, I know a bank that at the beginning of the year they offer swap to drop. It's Louisiana Federal Credit Union. So where they'll beat your current interest rate by 2%. alright? So, yeah.
Really writing stuff down. Send me that info.
Of course.
Me
So-
too.
So, yeah, we're
So
gonna
they
just,
say $50 off with them, knowing them. I'm gonna get my money to them. Highest gonna loan me a good 150.
so I'm making my objective to find out what are the best lending products for my clients, alright? Be it auto loans, homeownership, credit cards, what have you. So, I'm trying to make Sheena and Monique jobs easy as I can. So I'm telling my clients, hey, this is the lending product they have out there, okay? I'm calling Mo, hey, do you offer this product? You know, either she says yes or no, all right? Typically what I like to get my clients to, versus trying to get them a spick and span credit profile, let's get you approved. Let's get you pre-approved. And we'll continue to work after that. But for right now, I like to get my clients to about 640 medium score, okay? So that means that there's no lending product out there that they won't qualify for. If you got the income, if you got the credit history, you got the credit scores, you got the job history, there's no reason why you should be taxes too. Make sure you pay your taxes.
Pay them people their money.
Yes, because that will come to bite you. All right, so
Yes, it will.
all right, so but my plan is to get my clients to 640, 650, so that way there's no lending product that they. And there's a lot of different lending products. And I'm gonna let Mo talk on that. There's a lot of different lending products that you got that that people can take in. All right, so. Any more questions for me?
I have a question. Okay, what is the best, I don't even know what it's called,
Put this on YouTube.
when you're, tracking your credit score? Like I use 3, and none of them ever have the same credit score.
I know you do.
I have
I'm gonna use
Experian,
Uncle. You
Credit
got two
Wise,
separate
and
links.
Credit Karma, none of them are the same, and on top of that, last year at this time, I went to go purchase a home, and when they ran it, it was different than all 3 of those, which was higher, and I was ecstatic over it, but still, where do you go for an accurate credit score?
I had that
Okay,
same.
great question. All right, so there are 2 different scoring models. All right, there's Vantage and there's also FICO. Okay, FICO is the industry standard for lending. In the lending, credit cards, auto loans, home ownership. It's gonna always be FICO. All right, so with home ownerships. They pull your mortgage scores, FICO 2, 4, 5. FICO 2 is Experian, FICO 4 is TransUnion, and FICO 5 is Equifax. Those are the scores that they pull, and they get the middle score between those 3 scores, okay? That's how they determine if you're approved or not. So say if you got your 3 scores are 670, 680, and 640, your score is gonna be 640. That's the score that Mo's gonna take and approve you with, okay? There's nothing wrong with Credit Karma. Credit Karma is just a different scoring model. It's a Vantage, it shows a Vantage report. Okay, and the only reason that the standard is not Vantage is because FICO pays so much money. Okay, they pay to be the industry standard. Okay, they pay these banks and these loan companies. Okay, and FICO was derived in 1957 by these 2 engineers, Beer, Fair, Greg Isaac. Okay, and that's what it was called, the Fair Isaac Corporation. FICO. That's why they broke it down. And they make a lot of money off of selling people their credit information. This company last quarter, this company made $2.1 billion selling credit reports. Yes, their primary their industry driver is
So if
my
you're
FICO.
not there to sell credit reports, then where would you get the credit report from? Cause all we know is FICO.
That my FICO, and they charge $40 a month for that. Okay, so this is how I work around it. So I work off of a Vantage report. So I use a couple different softwares. My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, Smart Credit. They reveal your Vantage score. So I use their report to increase your FICO score, if that makes sense. Okay, so that way I'm trying to avoid, as long as I can, you having to subscribe to my FICO, pay them $40 a month. Okay, and also you say you have Experian. Experian shows your FICO 8 scores. Okay. So, and it also shows one version of your mortgage score, which is the FICO 2, okay? So if you click down where it says mortgage scores, it'll show you the FICO 2 score, okay? Yes, all right? And it also shows you the credit card scores and your auto scores, all right? So Experian is really good. So if I had to say to save money, I would say
Pick one.
Experian. Yeah, Experian, yes.
That's what the car man, when he told me, it's like Experian is the more accurate one
Yeah.
that we use.
Yeah,
So that's the only one I look at. But I know Credit Karma does good with offering, like she said, she don't have any credit cards. They do good with offering you what best, you know? Okay, I'm shut up.
so let me, and I was telling
Please
you,
don't.
I was talking about this morning. So Credit Karma is a glorified ad agency, okay? So yeah, so you get a couple of inquiries removed, they're gonna say your score jumped 50 points. In actuality, it did. okay? So they're manipulating that score to make it, to get you in there to click on one of those credit card applications. You don't even have to apply, you don't even have to get approved for it. They still get paid. That's how Credit Karma works. Like I said, it's a glorified ad agency, okay? So I use it as a tool, definitely not the rule. So what I will use it for, if I know I'm in between rounds and I'm trying to get a particular account removed, and say Credit Karma gonna update me every week, every 2 weeks. So I can see that account got removed. I can see that inquiry got removed. I can see that charge off got deleted. So that's the only reason I use it. I don't care about the score. I don't care what it range the score up to. I care about the substance, all right? So, all right, does that make sense? All right, I say does that make sense a lot, so. I like to make sure you're talking back to me so that way, you know, I can make sure we're on the same page, all right? Any more questions?
I have one more,
Go
but
ahead.
I really
This
don't
one
know
you-
if it's you or you. So, when it comes to credit card debt or a personal loan, which is one worse than the other? And then with credit card debt, is it better to have it all on one and open a new account, like transfer it all to one, or have several different?
Several different, because that shows that now you're managing multiple accounts. So to a loan officer, to a bank, that shows that you're responsible as pertains to maintaining several credit cards instead of one. All right, so that means if you're able to get approved by all these different companies, that's how they look at it. So
Right.
if Chase, Bank of America, and Navy Federal gonna approve you, so why isn't me, DCU or whoever shouldn't approve you? Okay, they took a chance on you. You're paying them back. That's how they look at it. All right, if you're maintaining it, but make sure that utilization. Because if you're stressed high on that credit card balance, they're not gonna approve you. I don't care how many credit cards you got. Just make sure we paying those cards down. That's all. And also relationship banking. That is very important. So say you may have a credit card, a credit union that your paychecks go in. Okay, get one relationship with them. Get products with them. Get a loan with them. Get a simple loan. Get a payday loan, or not payday loan, but not payday loan.
A secure loan from the bank.
Secure loan.
Yes.
So,
And you all know by you having children in the parish that you're automatically eligible for West Baton Rouge Teacher Federal Credit Union. It only costs $25 to open.
so
My favorite bank in the whole wide world.
what I said, credit unions are more than enough to
Yes,
give you
credit
lines of credit, to give you loan products, lending products to help you build. So, and you can go in there and ask them, hey, what products do you have for me? I'm trying to reestablish, I'm trying to build my credit. That loan officer will tell you. They'll sit down with you anytime. They'll tell you, because I know they got to loan this money and they want their relationship as well. Because they know, okay, you're starting now, but I know that they're looking at the progression. Now you might be coming to them to buy a house, to buy a car, all right, or you might be starting a business, and they want that business. So relationship banking, trust me, it has changed my life. All right, what else we got? Make it hard, make it challenging.
Go open that account.
Okay, so I have a card, but like I keep getting this little flyer in the mail for try to get my car financed through Capital One. But I have a Capital One credit card already. So would it be best for me to just like swap my car, cause I finance through Airlines Finance?
Join that credit union and swap over to West Baton Rouge.
Baby, she must get sponsorship. You must get sponsorship.
But essentially, she's right though. I would definitely try the credit union route first before I go to a big box bank like a Capital One.
Cause I have an account at Baton Rouge Telco. So would it be best for me to just like
Yes,
Hotel
I would say yes, ma'am.
credit union.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But Capital One, they one of the few that will let you see if you're pre-approved without doing a hard pull.
Yeah,
alright?
right.
So
They
if
did
you're
my son
if you're shopping, if you're in the market, they'll let you know, okay, if you put in there, I'm trying to get approved for a $30,000 auto loan. They'll do a soft pull on your credit and they'll let you know if you're pre-approved or not, all right? So I do recommend them for that. All right. What other questions we have? Good? All right, so you got some? You look like you got some. Come on.
said.
My credit's so foolish, I don't know.
Alright, we can talk about that, so I'm gonna get some information from you, and I'll give you that assessment, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so, with that being said, it was amazing to speak to you guys, I hope that I shed a lot of light on things that you may have been confused about, alright? So, anytime you guys need me, that's my information in the back right here, give me a call, shoot me a text, I'm always here to answer, okay? So I'm gonna hand it over to Mo, thank you guys so much.